Hi there, good afternoon, and welcome here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So we're here to do the Honourable Mentions episode from my series that I'm running for October, my favorite 31 albums from the year 1982. So, take a drink here first. So the albums, so I've picked out about, I think, 7 or 8 albums that I think deserved honorable mention. A couple of them probably were close to the line. I know one of them was in there, and then I pulled it out in favor of a different album. So we'll do that first, and then we'll give you the ones I don't have as honorable mentions too. So the 2 I do have, Devo's It Can Be Told. This one was in there right up until the day I started it, and then I just thought, nah, it's a great album, but I just like the other one better, and so I pulled it and put that one in. But that one deserves attention. And then this one, of course, by BOC, Extraterrestrial Live. Yeah, it's good. It's a good album. I think it might have made the list given if I'd had more time to really appreciate it, but it's still fairly new to my collection, like within the last half year, so I haven't really gotten into it yet. It hasn't had a chance at the playlist yet, and it's a live album. They tend to be a harder sell for me, which is kind of weird when you think about it, because a lot of my favorite tracks from some of these bands' albums are better live, but it's weird. That's the way it is, though. Some other albums that didn't quite make the list, Uriah Heep's Abominog. I like this album, but I've never owned it, so it just hasn't had a chance to really get into me, and so it needs a little more time for that. Aerosmith's Rock in a Hard Place, another decent album that could have, if I'd owned it, maybe it would have had a chance to make it, but I didn't, so it didn't get in as well. George Thorogood's Bad to the Bone. I think I liked this album quite a bit years ago when I heard it and listened to it, but I haven't owned it for a while, so it just didn't quite make it, but it was still well deserving of being given attention. Power Play from April Wine, another good album. Kind of maybe the last album by kind of the last album by April Wine to really be impactful with me. And then Troopers Money Talks, which is an album I've looked for but still have yet to find, but I've heard the entire album before. A friend of mine had it, not my good friend, but another guy had the album, and I tried to get it off him, but I remember he had several albums I tried to buy off him, but he wasn't having anything to do with it at the time. So anyways, those are your honorable mentions for my favorite 31 rock albums for 1982, and that completes the series. I hope it was a interesting series for everybody. It was a good year for me. I don't think it was the best year I've ever had music-wise, but it definitely was maybe already at the top and then maybe turning the corner to go down a little bit, but still some really good stuff. Many of these albums I still want and look for all the time. But I hope you've enjoyed doing this series with me and participating. That's been great for me to hear all your comments and stuff. And we will be starting the new series tomorrow, which is let's make sure I phrase this right. I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. So for the month of November, the new series coming up will be my 30 favorite rock drummer albums, basically meaning that the albums where the drumming had a huge impact on why I like the album so much. And that series will start tomorrow with number 30, and we'll work our way down to number 1. Pretty much the same thing we did with this series, except for this will be not particular year, but just albums with great drums. So I hope to see you all then, and you have a good evening and good day, and take care, and goodbye.